recording.
Okay, hi, thank you so much for joining me. I'm here with Joseph Murphy, my academic advisor, and we're going to be talking about how AI is impacting the university education at Albany. So the first question I want to ask you is, how do you think AI tools like ChatGPT have changed student engagement with their coursework?
It's a great question, Nate. I think it gives another research element for students, another way to look up information. It's a processor. So like I know I've heard from some professors who are doing data collection and whatnot, and it can process all the research they're gathering a lot faster than they can manually do it, or some current programs are out there like SPSS does it and such. So it can be a time saver most definitely, I think, in the classroom and with projects too.
Okay. And in what ways do you think AI might improve or hinder the development of critical thinking and independent problem solving with students here?
One example, I think this gets to those points, is, I think about how I use AI, how I use ChatGPT and whatnot, and it's developing the question, right? It's still coming up like, what am I trying to figure out? What am I trying to do? I have to understand what the question is I'm looking to investigate, right? What the hypothesis is that I have and such. If you can formulate that well, I think you can add those questions in, kind of build. Because when you ask ChatGPT something, you have to give it as much detail as possible. So you still have to know what you're looking for before you could just go and use AI. You can't just say, AI, write a letter. No, AI, write a letter that is this length, that covers these topics, that focuses on this material, that's looking toward, you have to still understand the details of what you need, what you want.
Okay. Okay. And how do you think universities should rethink their assessment methods, like exams, essays, now that AI is available to students pretty much everywhere?
Funny, I was thinking about this same question and topic the other day. I actually think it would be better, smarter to actually move backwards when it comes to things like exams and such, and bring it back to more in-person, more paper exams, more written exams. For many reasons, but one, we're losing the ability to physically write, well. So I think that would be a help there too. But there's such a concern about cheating, AI usage, and yes, AI could be used to cheat, which is not helping the student individually. They're not learning anything from it. They're just learning how to copy and paste an answer. Are they really reading it? Are they comprehending it? Understanding what the meaning and the information is? So I think going backwards towards those more paper, in-person standards where you don't have the ability to have the technology to do that research would be a great use, on the opposite side of using AI for that.
All right. And looking forward, do you think students can prepare themselves for careers in an AI-driven world? Or how do you think students could prepare themselves for careers in an AI-driven world, especially in fields that aren't tech-based, since AI is becoming more prominent in careers today?
Yeah, I guess it all depends on what career they're looking for. There are still careers out there and elements that need the human, emotional, physical, touch, contact, and such. Even as advisors, right? Students keep coming to us for meetings, coming up with random questions, emailing us questions and such. A lot of our job could and should be done by AI, but there's a lack of trust. Or there's a lack of hey, I asked mom, they said this, let's see what dad says, right? For that. So, there is still a human connection that people want and desire and need to find trust.
Okay. So would you say throughout this interview you would be more for AI or you'd be against AI at university level?
I am a person who's on the fence. I literally could go either way. I very much think it should be not used because I think the way students are using it is inhibiting their critical thinking and their ability to learn. But I don't think that's an individual student or a UA thing. I think that is a societal, generational issue that has just been coming up through the years. The COVID learning years did not help either with that. However, it also is a tool, and I, just like other advisors, other instructors, use it as a tool too, not to do the work for us, but to help supplement that work as well. So it can be used. You know, some days I'm like, yes, all right, let's use it. Even in the classroom, I had my first year students use it. I said, all right, go to Google, ask a question, go to Gemini, go to ChatGPT. Here's the question, right? Gather the information that each one of these things are saying and summarize it, right? So read through it, critically think about what you're asking it and such. So it can be used. I don't think it's effectively being used or correctly being used by many students. So.
Okay. All right, well, that's all the questions I have for you today. Thank you so much for your time and all your answers. I really enjoyed this.
Thanks, Nate. Have a great day.
You too.